the time has come, like, let's say it's summer, right? Like right now, and you're looking at the things you want to do, stuff you want to plan. You're looking at activities for yourself, for your kids. And then you look down and you're like, okay, where's this money going to come from? And one thing that's just a non-negotiable for me, like I know I'm going to need to spend money on it, is my wireless bill. But we all know how freaking chunky those wireless bills can be, which is why a very, very good option so you can jump into those summer plans is Mint Mobile, because Mint Mobile, those plans start at $15 a month, and it has the nation's largest 5G network, premium wireless, the coverage and speed you're used to, just not the bill that you're used to. And so really, it is such a great way to free up some money in the budget. So you're going to say bye-bye to overpriced wireless plans. Mint Mobile, they are here for you, and you can keep your own number. And there's 3 months of premium wireless service for Mint Mobile for $15 a month. So when you need to look at a way to come up with a little more money for your summer fun, for your budgeting, Mint Mobile is such a good option. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank and get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/Alison. That's mintmobile.com/Alison, ALISON. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 month, 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for the first 3 months only, then the full price plan options available. Taxes and fee extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Join us on a journey, you glorious human, to see yourself clearly and feel a little more awesome than you did before. It's Awesome with Alison. Hello, my beautiful lovers, humans, friends, and gorgeous people who listen to the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I have a message today. I have ideas today that I've been sharing with my kids, and I want to share them with you. I have never been in this position before, which is Eric has some official new jobs, other new jobs, so many projects, and I am the primary caregiver to my kids. I am the full-time mom right now. And I've really never been in this position. I've never been in the position where Eric is not available to me at my beck and call all the time because he's in meetings. And I've lived a really, really different, spoiled life in a lot of ways when it comes to being able to do the work I love and have a flexible schedule. Being an entrepreneur, being a solopreneur, there are so many ups and downs and unknowns. For me, I really, really love all those. I started to realize with Eric that it was like I wanted him to be like me, but he's not like me. And so I started realizing the pressure that he felt to not have a set schedule. And so we've shifted the way things are working in our family right now. And with the ages of our kids and the needs of our kids, it's 100% what we need. It's 100% what I choose. But it has been a very, very, very difficult adjustment for me, especially because he started some new jobs and projects right at the beginning of summer, when he had just signed all 3 kids up for baseball/softball. And yeah, those games, man, they are so friggin' long. Those games are so friggin' long. And all of this ties into the message that I want to share. I've been spending so much time with the teenagers. I've been spending so much time with the tweens, and I absolutely love it. Anyway, all of that to say, here's the message. The message is your attention. What you are giving me right now, maybe divided, maybe split, maybe full. Your attention is the greatest gift you have. With my children, I have to remind myself that my attention is the greatest gift I can give them. It's not sexy. It's not flashy. It's without a lot of outward validation and praise. Except my nail guy, Elway, is like, has never loved me more. Like, I'm like, he's like, what are you working on? I'm like, honestly, I'm taking care of the kids so much. I'm holding things down at home. I haven't been able to work, And he's just like, yeah, like he loves. um, and Elway is such a good example to me of this principle, is that your attention is your greatest gift. When I go in and get my nails done, I give him my full attention and he gives me his full attention. And we exchange that gift of attention. And as I am home with my kids, I keep reminding myself, my attention is the project. My attention is the goal. Giving them my attention is accomplishing and achieving something. And for me, the achiever, it is a constant reframing of my brain. That me giving my beautiful, beautiful, silly, insane children the bulk of my attention as they are in the ages of 9 to 15 and going into those teenage years is the skills that I've learned from doing this podcast and the skills I've learned from doing the brand workshops and throwing dance parties. All of those skills, all of the personal development, the business development, you're already awesome. All of those principles I use when I'm talking to kids and working with them as a parent. And I know so many of you know this, as the majority of the people who listen to my podcast are moms, and are maybe not the primary income provider or are, supporting the family in tandem. I've had to really learn that my attention, my time is just as valuable as money. My attention, my time, it's just as valuable as a branding workshop that I can take and tour with from city to city with, a dozen brand coaches. Because if it's not, if I really, truly don't think it's as valuable, what am I doing? Right? Like, if I don't actually believe that my presence, my attention, my love, my patience, my service is as valuable as the monetary or vanity metrics of social media and podcasts, I don't like that. That's not what I actually believe. And it's hard because my values and what I actually hold dear can be overshadowed by needing to feel valid and important and like I'm achieving and contributing. Your attention is your greatest gift. And I'm saying it to you as much as I'm saying it to myself. And I'm not saying that I'm stopping working and I'm stopping all these things, but right now, when I sit down to give more attention to my business and to grow it, it's just not where a lot of my attention needs to be right now. Definitely, I am doing things I coach women all the time not to do, as in I'm full-time morning till night available to my kids, available for their mental, physical, emotional needs, planning with them, social coordinating with them, talking through all of the feelings and ups and downs of friendships with them. And then I'm still expecting myself to get this very high volume of work done, and I'm not taking any time for myself, and I'm constantly beating myself up that I'm not getting more done. And I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I just finally realized, I would never tell another woman to suck it up and get more done. I would never tell another person that they're not doing enough when they're doing what I am doing, right? So I just had to be really realistic with myself and say, how much attention and time do I have to give? Where do I want to give it? And my sweet friend, Ashley Turner, who has been working with me, I just broke down to her and she just said, who's taking care of you? I just want to ask that of you guys, because, it's more comfortable if I make you have an uncomfortable feeling with me, right? Who's taking care of you? So a couple of things. Your attention is your greatest gift. You got to give some of that gift to yourself. Who's taking care of you? I know you're taking care of so many people. Who's taking care of you? I am taking care of my family, but I also need to take care of me. Part of taking care of me is working. I tried not working. I let myself, you guys watched. I let myself let everything go. And I am not fulfilled or happy not creating and putting things into the world and being held accountable through the process of work. And by accountable, I mean I say I'm going to do something and then I do it. Like I'm accountable to the audience. I'm accountable to the customer, the client, the person, whoever you are. I want to be accountable so that we can have a relationship of trust. And I gave myself all the options and all the ways out to not have that and realized I prefer having it. I feel more fulfilled and I do have work to contribute. So with that said, this balancing act of what do I do right now? And I don't, need to build the business up to provide primary financial provider for the family, which again, so many people, including my close family, are like, yes, Alison, this is going to be so less stressful for you. But in a lot of ways, it feels more stressful. I know it's just me, but because it's just such a part of me that it's the financial aspect gives me an excuse to prioritize it. Where now it's I've got to prioritize it for me because it takes care of me. So how am I going to take care of me? Here's how I'm going to take care of me is I'm going to let myself do a retreat where I take care of you. So while I have realized, all of these great projects and ideas that I want to put forward right now might not be the exact time for them. I do need to prioritize allowing myself time, whether that's hiring some daycare, which I've called up our old nanny. She's been in a few times, just for a few hour breaks here and there. And again, it didn't even occur to me to do that because my kids are older, but I just could not get my brain to be able to handle the amount of things that I was trying to keep track of. And right there, the fact I can't even complete that sentence should be a pretty good indication. I was tapped, right? I would walk up to people at my kids' baseball games and be like, I am not okay. I am not okay. At least I'm being more open with how I'm doing. But this retreat that I want to do on October 1st, I know I've mentioned it before. I'm mentioning it again because this has been so clarifying for me to be well, what is it that I want to do? And a big part of what I want to do is help people remember how to take care of themselves and then also help take care. I'm loving so much being hands-on with my kids. I feel such a need, such a desire to be hands-on. I've always been a little gropey, but hands-on with people, with you guys. And so that retreat, October 1st, I think to the 5th, that's taking place in Paradise. I know, right? Paradise, Utah. If you are interested, shoot an email to heygirl@thealisonshow.com. I will email the batch of you first who send in an email to give you guys priority there. It's only going to have 30 spots and it's just going to be so special.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same?
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit temptationstreats.com to learn more.
Okay, something I have been loving this summer that I would not expect to love so much in the summer is my Air Doctor. Air Doctor was voted best air purifier by Newsweek. So it's no surprise 90% of Air Doctor customers agree their home's air feels cleaner, safer, and healthier. I would like to say, as an Air Doctor owner, I agree 100%. So we spend 90% of our time indoors, and when it's so hot, I don't want to open up a window or a door when the air conditioning's on. But then, I have stinky children, I'm cleaning lots of things, there's dust everywhere. And I really feel so good being able to bring the Air Doctor in. And it's like the way I can get a fresh, clean breeze with the stale air in my home. I really, truly recommend it. It has been such an incredible thing. Everyone in our family loves it so much more than we would have thought to be attached to an air purifier. But the kids will actually come and take it and put it in their room. So it's kind of like this rotating war we have. So if this is something that you could use to freshen up your home, head to airdoctorpro.com and use the promo code AWESOME. It's going to get you up to $300 off today. And Air Doctor comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, plus a 3-year warranty, and $84 value free. Get this exclusive podcast-only offer now at airdoctorpro.com. airdoctorpro.com using promo code AWESOME. I just got back not long ago from being at a girls' camp for teen girls ages 12 to 18, and Ginger was there with me. It's through church. And what's really cool is in our neighborhood, it's not like just people who go to church. Everybody tries to include anybody from the neighborhood who wants to go. And that's really important to me because it's more of a community aspect. Anyway, all of that to say, we got to visit an alpaca farm. And this woman was so cool. I think she was in her 50s, decided that she was going to have an alpaca farm. And her husband sold everything. They bought some alpacas and they moved out into the middle of nowhere near Capitol Reef in southern Utah. And they started this alpaca farm. And so the thing about alpacas, if you don't know this, is they have hair and the hair grows and then they cut it and they can turn that into really lovely yarn. And these alpacas were split into two groups. There were the women and the men. And the women, it's a matriarchal society. So, of course, I'm loving these alpacas, right? And the women are the friendlier, social, and those were the alpacas that me and the girls and the other camp counselors were able to interact with. And like you could even put a carrot in your mouth and the alpaca would come up and like take the carrot out of your mouth like we were kissing. And I did do that. You are welcome. And I was asking the woman, I started almost like podcast interviewing her, Dina. She was incredible. And I said, you've spent so much time with these alpacas. What have you learned from them that we as humans could learn? And she was saying that when an alpaca is about to die, the other alpacas come and they give their regards by nudging and bumping. They also hum to each other. And I said, well, how smart are alpacas? And she's like, well, they're like dolphins. They're like as smart as dolphins, which is just insane. So they really are so intelligent and highly attuned. They always have a buddy when they're going to go to a doctor's appointment. She says, we never take them to the vet. We never take them anywhere without a buddy because they just do so much better. So if they're going to do anything stressful, they bring a buddy. They're very community minded. And she was saying how like there had just been a new baby born, and the mom wouldn't let any other alpacas near except the grandma of the baby. So it was her mom. And I just thought that was so cool. And it brings me back to the point of your attention being your greatest gift. In that I love this idea of when an alpaca is sick or going to pass, that the other alpacas come and pay their respects by bumping or nudging, acknowledging, giving attention to this other beautiful creature. And when we're in the grocery store, when we're in line, when we're in the drive-thru, when we're at the gas station, when we're sitting at a baseball game watching our kids play, when we're at work, those are all times that we can give our attention. And attention is a basic human need. There is a huge, huge amount of research into what's the attention span of humans, what's sustained attention, what's split attention, what's divided attention. Mostly so we can see how long we can keep people looking at their phones, right? But statistically, one of the biggest things that can pull attention is storytelling. And I think about this when I don't really have a tendency to talk about the past a ton, like in terms of growing up. I've blocked whole sections out in certain aspects. But from time to time, I will, just like something will remind me of something from high school or growing up, and I'll tell my kids a story, and it's like, it does not matter what they're doing, what they're looking at. They'll drop everything and listen. And that is the effect of storytelling, the power of storytelling. I still remember being 12 years old and sitting on this, we had this kind of leather couch. It was very 90s. It was this teal leather couch in our family room growing up. And we would all crowd on it. There were 5 kids. So I'm the middle of 5 kids. And my mom would read Laura Ingalls Wilder, Little House on the Prairie books. And, we've had my mom on the podcast. If you want really, really good interviews from my mom, you should go to 3 and 30 podcast, because she's just done incredible interviews with Rachel over there. But my mom is the best example of the power of attention. People want to know why I'm confident, how I'm confident. My mom gave us her attention, and not only gave us her attention, she gave us her undivided attention, and she gave us her praise and love. And when she gave us her attention, we just felt so special. And I know that I started off talking about girls' camp and the alpacas, but I was getting all mad about the teenagers and, some of them not wanting to help and having bad attitudes. And I was popping off to Ginger and saying, do you guys not get that your attention matters? Do you guys not get that your attention, when someone else is speaking, when someone else is giving a lesson, when someone else is sharing from their heart, do you not understand that your attention is a priceless gift, and you are powerful beyond words, beyond measure, beyond imagination? You are powerful because you have the gift of your attention. And I ask you the same thing. Do you even realize how valuable? I think about people who are good at laughing at jokes and how much I like being around those people. You guys know I'm obsessed with RuPaul. And one thing I love about RuPaul and the judges on RuPaul's Drag Race is they're very, very generous laughers. And I've noticed that with a lot of people that I really admire. It's not that they're faking the laughter, but they definitely let themselves laugh big and loud and hard. And the reason why that is a gift is because it is attention in a very uplifting, connective way. You're so valuable, and you're not valuable because of what you create. You're not valuable because of what you achieve. You're valuable because you have inherent intrinsic value. You're valuable because you are a creator of beautiful, I believe, divine worth, and you're endless. And your potential for creation and collaboration and connection is endless. And you are valuable for that potential. And you are valuable for that inherent intrinsic worth. And when we create, we do the world a gift. And when we make our art and share our work, we are, like I said, like I don't feel as fulfilled without contribution. Contribution is another basic human need, but contribution is more of a need like in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Contribution isn't a need like the one we need to survive, but it is one we need to thrive, being able to contribute. And so even though our contributions can sometimes not garner the statistics and measurement of the outside world, our contributions of compassion, our contributions of patience, our contributions of attention and being a safe space, a safe harbor, reading stories, telling stories, connecting and giving that attention so that you are helping meet not only your own basic needs, but the basic needs of other people. I just want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank you for listening to the podcast. Your attention is so valuable. I want to thank you for giving attention to the people in your life who need it and the people in your community who need it. Because I really believe that's what's going to make the world go round and save us all, is the connection, the community, and the compassion that we can give not only each other, but ourselves. And I also know that you and me, we're both valuable of the attention we give to other people to take care of ourselves. You are so valuable, not because of what you create and produce or how you're always trying to be better. That's great too. All those things are important, but you're valuable because you are inherently valuable. You are already awesome. Only you can be you, right? And you cannot be you incorrectly. I love you so much. I love this community. I love that I get to do things like say I'm going to do a retreat, and that so many of you have already reached out. So that I can commit to. Everything else, we'll all just do the best we can for now. And I am sending you so much love. And I want to remind you only you can be you, and we need you. We need all of you. Love you, lover.